Hey everyone, today I will show you how you can use your Wire terminal as an HMI display for your Raspberry Pi. If you follow along with me in this video, you will also be able to display the Raspberry Pi graphical user interface on the Wire terminal LCD just by connecting the Wire terminal to a USB port on the Raspberry Pi. Also, I will show you how you can do the same for NVIDIA Jetson Nano, BeagleBone and Odyssey x86 J4105. So now let's dive straight into the video. When you get your hands on a Raspberry Pi for the very first time, you might want to know how to actually log into the Raspberry Pi so that you can start interacting with it. So there are different methods of logging into a Raspberry Pi, and now let's talk about them. The first two methods will be to use a USB to serial converter and to use a Arduino Shell. So both these methods involve using a command line interface to communicate with the Raspberry Pi. So when talking about this first method, in here a CP2102 USB to serial converter is connected to the Wire terminal via UART communication, and then this USB to serial converter is connected to a PC to establish a serial communication between the PC and the Raspberry Pi. So to learn more about it, you can visit this blog. So the second method will be to use a Arduino Shower. So in this case, the Arduino Shower is connected to the Raspberry Pi also using the UART communication, and then the Shower is connected to the PC to establish the serial communication between the PC and the Raspberry Pi. So you can visit this blog to learn more about it. There is another method using the command line interface, and that is to access the Raspberry Pi via a remote SSH connection. So in here, the Raspberry Pi and the PC are both connected to the same Wi-Fi network. So if you want to access the Raspberry Pi via SSH, you can visit this page and configure the SD card as follows. The next method will be to connect the Raspberry Pi to an external display via HDMI connection. So in this case, you need to connect a keyboard and a mouse as well to the Raspberry Pi and interact with the Raspberry Pi using a graphical user interface. But if you don't have access to an external display, there is another method, and that is to use the Wire terminal as a display for the Raspberry Pi. So here the Wire terminal is easily connected to the Raspberry Pi using a USB cable. So now I will show you how to log in to a Raspberry Pi using a Wire terminal. We first have to set up the Wire terminal. If this is the first time you are using the Wire terminal, it is better if you visit this page and do the initial setup for the Wire terminal. After that, you can continue the following steps in the video. Alternatively, you can follow this video also to set up the Wire terminal. You need to upload an Arduino program to your Wire terminal, and there are two methods of doing this. The first method is uploading the code via Arduino IDE to the Wire terminal, and the second method is flashing the UF2 file to the Wire terminal. Now let's go to the wiki page of building the HMI display for Raspberry Pi using the Wire terminal, and if you go down in this page, you can see the two methods that I have explained before. So this is the first method of using Arduino IDE, and this is the second method of using the UF2 file. In this video, I will use the UF2 method because that's more convenient. However, if you also want to use this Arduino method, you can first download this library and then install this library on the Arduino IDE, and after that use either null functional example or the USB display and mouse control example. So the null functional example can be used if you want a higher screen refresh rate on the Wire terminal. On the other hand, the USB display and mouse control example can be used if you want the Wire terminal to also act as a USB mouse. So in this case, the 5-way switch and the 3 buttons on the Wire terminal can be used to control the mouse pointer on the Wire terminal LCD. Since I'm using the UF2 method in this video, I will first download this null functional UF2 file. So click on this file. So now it's downloaded. Now connect the Wire terminal to the PC and turn it on. After that, enter the bootloader mode by sliding the switch further away from the on position letting go, and slide again and letting go. So this sliding of the switch has to be done very quickly. Now if you go into the file explorer, you will see a drive named Arduino. So go into that drive and open the folder where we downloaded the nullfunctional.uf2 file before. So this is the file, and copy this file into this Arduino drive. Now the UF2 file is loaded into the VIO terminal and the program is running. Now let's move on to setting up the Raspberry Pi. If this is the first time you are using a Raspberry Pi, it's better if you visit this page to do the initial setup for the Raspberry Pi. So here if you go down, you can see the steps of downloading the Raspberry Pi OS and installing the OS into an SD card, and then configuring the SD card so that the Raspberry Pi can be accessed from a PC via SSH. Now connect the Raspberry Pi to a power source and turn it on. After that, open Putty, and then let's go into Appearance and change the font size. Let's make it a little bigger, so make it maybe 16, and go into here Session SSH, and under hostname type Raspberry Pi .local, or if you know the IP address of the Raspberry Pi, you can also type the IP address here. So keep the port as 22 and then click open. So here press yes for this message. So the default username for the Raspberry Pi is Pi, and the default password is Raspberry. Press enter, and now we are inside the Raspberry Pi. Let's start by downloading package information from all configured sources. So type sudo apt get update and press enter. Now go into the wiki page that I showed before and go down. If you go down, you can see the Raspberry Pi setup here. So let's open these two side by side. So next we need to install the necessary packages such as kernel headers, kernels, build essential and DKMS. So let's copy this and paste here and press enter. Type Y, press enter. After this is finished, reboot the Raspberry Pi by typing sudo reboot and press enter. After rebooting, we need to open Putty again and connect to it. After that, type this, press enter, and then clone this GitHub repository. Next, go into that repository and navigate to this folder Linux driver and press enter, and now type make and sudo make install and press enter. Now reboot the Raspberry Pi. Now open Putty again and log into the Raspberry Pi, and after that move the configuration files to the system's location. So copy this and paste here. So this is actually the screen configuration. So by default this is for one VIO terminal connected to the Raspberry Pi, and if you have multiple VIO terminals connected to the Raspberry Pi, I will show you later in this video how you can set up multiple displays for the Raspberry Pi. Now restart the Lite DM service by copying this and pasting here. So before we connect the VIO terminal to the Raspberry Pi, let's configure the screen resolution from here. So type sudo raspi-config and go into display options, resolution, and then set a resolution from here. So I will set it to 1920 by 1080. So press OK and click enter, press escape, and now turn off the Raspberry Pi by typing sudo power off. Press enter. Next, connect the wire terminal to one of the USB ports on the Raspberry Pi and connect an external mouse and a keyboard as well. Finally, turn on the Raspberry Pi. The wire terminal can not only be used as a display for Raspberry Pi, but also you can use it as a display for NVIDIA Jetson Nano, BeagleBone and Odyssey x86 J4105. So if you check the wiki page that I have showed you before, you can see that to set up the wire terminal to use with Jetson Nano, BeagleBone and Odyssey x86, you can follow these steps. I have mentioned before that you can connect multiple wire terminals to the host device such as the Raspberry Pi, Jetson Nano, BeagleBone or the Odyssey x86. However, in this video we are using the Raspberry Pi, so the Raspberry Pi has 4 USB ports and therefore you can connect 4 different wire terminals all at the same time to the Raspberry Pi. So after connecting 4 wire terminals to the Raspberry Pi, you can set them up in different configurations. So this is the extend mode where the entire Raspberry Pi display extends into different screens, and the other mode is a mirror mode where it displays the same content across all the screens. So if you go back to the wiki page, you can see how to configure the display configurations when multiple wire terminals are connected to the Raspberry Pi. So all you need to do is to copy this inside the terminal of Raspberry Pi. So you can see different screen setups are here. Finally, I want to show you that you can also run Python scripts on the Raspberry Pi to display graphical user interface on the wire terminal LCD. So if you go back to the wiki page, you can see this example, the PyQt graph example. So when you run this on the Raspberry Pi and run this code at last, you will be able to visualize this kind of graphs on the wire terminal LCD screen. So you can also try out this example yourself. That's it for this video. Hope to see you all in another video.